guys, Brandon Childs, and today I'm going over an exercise known as dips. Now this is a very popular exercise for people that like body weight and calisthenics and things like that because it's really good for working your triceps, shoulders, and your chest muscles. However, a lot of times that I see this exercise is done improperly, and a lot of people do a lot more damage to their shoulder than they realize long term because they're internally rotating so much that they're basically training their shoulders to pop out of place and tear and do things like that. So I'm going to teach you how to do it properly so that you don't have to worry about those injuries. Now the common way to do dips that you've probably seen if you know this exercise is basically sitting on the edge of a bench, putting your feet out and going down in front like that. Now, if you have the option to do another version, I recommend it. I never recommend doing this variation of this exercise because as you can see, as you go down, what's happening is my shoulder is really being forced forward in this anterior rotation, which is basically how your shoulder pops out of place when it's not strong enough. You don't have the posterior muscle strong enough to support it. So anytime you're going down like that, you're just basically impinging and overworking your shoulder. So if you absolutely have to do it this way, really squeeze your elbows together in the back to add a little bit of support from the posterior delt. But again, if possible, avoid this exercise at all costs. Definitely don't add weight into your lap and things like that because you're just going to be overstraining your shoulder, and I guarantee you, or at some point in time, you're going to injure your shoulder, and I don't want that to happen. Now the ideal way you want to do this exercise is by using 2 dip bars. So most gyms have this, or you can get them on Amazon, but there's basically just 2 bars that doesn't really matter the height, you just want to make sure that they're somewhat elevated. And the reason this is a better variation because when you're basically holding yourself up like this to do the dip, as you can see, my hands are in this position, which externally rotates my shoulders, so I'm not in that overly internally rotated position. So if I'm going to be doing it with these, basically lift myself up so my feet's off the ground, I can bend my knees, whatever I want, but then I'm squeezing my elbows in and my biceps forward so that as I go down, I slightly lean forward, and I want to go as low as I can to basically get my shoulder to my elbow height with a slight forward lean. And what you'll feel is you won't feel an overstrain on the front of your shoulder, but you'll mostly feel it in your chest and your triceps, which is the primary muscles that you want to use for the exercise, and you just basically push yourself right back up. So as I go down, I'm squeezing the elbows in, slightly lean forward to get more chest. I keep my elbows squeezed in as I push back up. And again, I'm not overstraining my shoulders. It's working a little bit, but it's not the primary mover, and I'm not going to be risking myself an injury because I'm not overusing it and overly internally rotating. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that will bring out your ultra instinct.